You know how to love others, but do you know how to love yourself? I'm not talking about words. I'm talking about with your daily choices. Because here's the truth. Self-love is not about the way you feel. It's about how you show up on a daily basis. It's something you practice, and most of us were never taught how. Instead, we were taught that putting ourselves first was selfish. Here's something surprising that I found out. The women who are the happiest, they don't have the most perfect lives. They choose themselves every day. Today, I'm going to share with you 9 simple daily habits that will completely change the way you see yourself, protect your peace, and experience joy. Make sure you stay until the end because habits number 8 and 9, those are the habits that most women overlook, but those are the ones that completely changed my life. And by the end of this video, I hope you'll discover at least one habit that can get you unstuck in an area where you may be stuck right now. And it is my hope that this new habit can move you closer to being the best version of yourself. Welcome, I am Dr. Monique, and after reinventing my life after the age of 40, I have made it a mission to help women just like you to choose themselves unapologetically and to create lives that they love, that they don't feel like they need an escape from. So if you are ready to embrace this next chapter with confidence and with boldness, then you are in the right place. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started and jump right in to habit number 1. Habit number 1 is to stop comparing yourself to anyone else. Nothing good comes from comparing yourself. Actually, what we'll often do is compare the thing that we're having the most challenges with. That's what we'll compare to somebody's best. So we'll take our worst and compare it to their best. And then we always end up coming up short. Comparison is the thief of joy. It can truly steal your happiness. So I'm going to challenge you. If you follow people on social media and they make you feel bad about yourself, then you might need to unfollow those people. If every time you look at those accounts you think, I'm not as pretty as her, or I'm not as smart, or I'm not whatever, then you might need to take a break and really just spend some time on some of these other steps so you can really build the relationship that you have with yourself. Habit number 2 is to stop living for other people's opinion. If you're often seeking validation outside of yourself, you will often be disappointed. You'll never be free if you're always living for the applause of others. But if you have your own values and your own standards and you can validate yourself, then that's where peace lives. So ask yourself, whose approval am I still seeking? And then as you meditate on that, you might want to journal about that, then you can start to let that go. But awareness is generally the first step to changing anything. Habit number 3 is where a lot of women get stuck. So habit number 3 is to give yourself grace. You are human and humans make mistakes. You are not a mistake, but you make a mistake. Mistakes are not proof that you are failing, but mistakes are proof that you are growing, that you are trying, that you are learning. Think about everything that you've ever done before. At some point, you were a beginner, and beginners make mistakes. The only people who don't make mistakes are the people who never do anything. So if you're going to continue to grow and to learn and to write your next chapter, you will make mistakes. I actually started a YouTube channel at the age of 55. I have made so many mistakes, but I'm so glad that I started, because for 5 years I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to start until I knew how to do everything. But the trap with that is I can't learn how to do it unless I actually do it. So I have not reached the point of perfection. I am still making mistakes, but I am learning and I am growing, and I'm giving myself grace. You give grace to others, so practice giving yourself grace, knowing that you have to grow and learn, and sometimes you have to do something again, but you're moving in the right direction, and it's okay. So let's go to the next one, because in this day and age, habit number 4 is actually revolutionary. Habit number 4 is to love the body that you have. And I know that many of you are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. But it is important to love the body that you are in. If you think about it, the human body is so amazing. Every body part serves a function. And I am so appreciative that, one, I am still alive and I still get to play a part in the lives of my family members. I'm healthy. I have the activity of my limbs. I can speak. I can do all of these amazing things. And I'm just so thankful that I have this body that can move me around. I can prepare meals. I can walk. I can talk. I can do all of these things. What is there not to be thankful about? But I know that this is a mindset shift. We're living in a society where it's taught that our value has to do with our appearance and with our beauty. Then as we get older, we lose our youthful beauty. But I'm going to push back on that. When I look at my body, I am so thankful and grateful that this body has gotten me through all of these years, that it is resilient, that it is strong, that it is still going, and I'm just grateful. If this is something you have a challenge with, have an activity that is a gratitude activity. Look at your body and think about all of the things that it does. And look at your fingers and just be thankful for your fingers. We have opposable thumbs. We can pick things up. I can braid my hair. I can do all of these wonderful things. I can open things, open doorknobs. I used my knife earlier today to chop vegetables. I can do these things with my hands that my ears can hear, that my nose can smell. And it might seem kind of elementary to do this. I believe that if you do this in good faith, that this will absolutely change the way that you think about your body forever. And then even as you eat right and exercise, that you're not doing this from a position of, I hate my body, I need to beat it up. But no, it's from the position of, I'm going to do what I need because I love my body, not because I hate it. It's a completely different way of looking at things, and it is life-changing. All right, habit number 5 is to let go of toxic relationships. I said a mouthful right there. You are a very important person. So not everyone gets VIP access to you. And if people were bringing negativity and stress and complaining and all kind of negative things to you, then maybe you don't need to be around that person. There are some people that you just have to love from a distance. And if this is someone who is close to you, a close family member, you may have to seek counsel as to how to deal with this person, whether you need to go talk to your therapist or your pastor. But we have to figure out a way that this person is not disturbing your peace. So you love everyone, but be very, very selective about the access that you give. Habit number 6 is to trust yourself again. Some women have so little trust in their decision-making skills that they just outsource all of their decisions to somebody else. Like, they won't even decide what to eat or what to wear without someone else weighing in. If that's you, I'm going to strongly suggest that you start making small decisions on your own. Because there are some things that if it's not the best decision, there are no real consequences. If you go to a restaurant and you order something from the menu that you've never tried before and you don't really like it, you can just send it back and maybe get something that you're more familiar with. You've learned something and it's no big deal, but you trusted yourself to be able to make that decision. So start with some small decisions and you can build your trust. Another way to build trust is to keep the promises that you make to yourself. When you say you're going to do something, make every effort possible to do it, just as if you have made a promise or a commitment to a loved one. You would make every effort to do that. And remember, as you keep promises to yourself, your confidence will build. Okay, we are here to habit number 7. And this is the one that I had the most difficulty learning, but it is the one that has absolutely, completely changed my life. And it is to say yes to opportunities. As a recovered perfectionist, recovered people pleaser, I had a hard time saying yes to some of the opportunities that I should take because there was this fear of failure. If you've listened to several of my videos, you may have heard me quote Nelson Mandela. He said, "I never lose, I either win or I learn." And I love that because every opportunity presents a win-win scenario. I can put myself out there and I can go for things, and in the event that it doesn't work out exactly the way that I planned, I still learned a lesson and I'm still better off. So I encourage you to say yes to the opportunity because growth requires courage and it requires action. It does not require perfection. So apply for the job, go after the promotion, go back to school, travel, accept the public speaking opportunity, start the new thing, write the book, just try. And as you say yes to opportunities, you'll see so many great things happening in your life. And I have noticed this within the last few years of my life. As I got better at saying no to those things that were draining me, those things that were not good for me, I'm getting so many more opportunities and my life is so tremendously blessed. Habit number 8 is to prioritize yourself. Contrary to what you may have been taught growing up, it is important that you put yourself high on the priority list. On an airplane, they tell you to always put the oxygen mask on yourself first. And that is for a reason. If you are unhappy, if you are sad and depressed, you can't help anyone. So as you prioritize yourself and as you are healthy physically, mentally, and emotionally, you have so much more to give to others. Your dreams are important. Your goals are important. Your joy, your peace, and your happiness. They are all important, and you get to prioritize them. And you teach people your value by how you consistently value yourself. So go to the eye doctor, go to the dentist, go to the therapist, hire a coach, do whatever you need to do so that your next chapter can be your best chapter. Step number 9 is to feel your feelings. Sometimes when women feel stuck or if they feel unhappy, a coping mechanism would be to kind of just be numb, to just go through the motions where one day just runs into the next day. But if you want to make a change, you have to pay attention and you have to be aware. So don't numb, don't avoid, don't suppress. When you try to push your feelings down, they still come up. They just come up in some ways that you wouldn't expect. So feel, heal, forgive yourself, and move forward. You cannot heal what you refuse to feel. We went over a lot in this video, and I do not want you to feel overwhelmed. You do not have to do all of those things immediately, but what I will encourage you to do is to choose one step. That one step that you will work on, one step that you will implement beginning tomorrow. And then as you master that, then you can add the other steps. And then if you want to go deeper, then I do have a free resource. The link is in the description, and it is called the Next Chapter Starter Kit. And it is to help you stop settling and to finally choose yourself unapologetically. If this video resonated with you, I encourage you to watch the video, Why Self-Love Isn't Selfish. That is a companion video to this one, and I do encourage you to watch that. And also, you teach people how to treat you, because I believe that how we treat ourselves and the way we love ourselves informs other people how to treat us as well. If this video was helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, be blessed.